with us to talk about the genetic center and whether it is consciousness or life force or the various other factors which interact with that. He has done a deep study of the genetic center and has a wonderful collection of the PowerPoints to share with us. And genetic center is something which interests each and every one of us. So be ready, attend to his lecture and come out with all your questions. I have contributed my own already. So we expect a very interesting QA session, I suppose. So I don't want to stand between you and Dr. Shanmugavelu and his excellent presentation. Dr. Shanmugavelu, please.
Sir, thank you, sir, for introducing me. Am I audible, sir?
Very much
Okay.
clear.
So, sir, let me share my PowerPoint, then I'll come back to you, sir. I hope my slide is visible. Is it, sir?
Yes, sir, yeah. It's clearly visible. Thank you.
Yes. Who is coordinating with me? I want to know the name of the person.
Tarun, that's me. I'm the host of the
Oh.
Zoom session.
Okay. Tarun, my humble request is, in the middle, I want all of you to interpret me, because I am seeing only the screen and I am talking. But here, I am not going to present a big thing. We are going to have a discussion with all. So, in any point, if anybody is having a problem, they can immediately ask me. Because we are entering into an ocean, and it will be tough for me to steer you all out, because already I am lost in this ocean. I don't know where I am staying, but let me start, and let us travel together, and let us discuss each other. Then we can find a solution. So today, this is a journey of consciousness. With the fear in my mind only, I am starting. So this is what our Vethathiri Maharishi said. He is liking more of the term unified force. With this, a book already been written, and today the topic is life force, but it is genetics and life force, or Mooladharam and life force. Here, I'm going to introduce some German physicist Max Planck, who did a lot of things in quantum physics about the consciousness. That part will be coming in the end. So, just he says the universe is made of consciousness and not atoms. So, he has gone to the subatomic level, and he has gone even beyond the subatomic level, and she says nothing is there, only consciousness, and beyond consciousness is nothing. That's his conclusion. So let us proceed. Now I am starting what I was taught about genetic center by Vethathiriyam. So genetic center itself is a conscious center. It is intensified by magnetism. It stays at the base of the spine, that is Mooladhara or genetic center. It is center for magnetism, center for life force, center for seed production or reproductive system, and everything has been shrunken and it has been kept here as a prints. So it carries millions of imprints. This everybody knows. Here, before going into the track, anatomically, I would like to show the place where the genetic center is there. Few of few of you might be knowing, few of you may not be knowing. This is the undersurface of our pelvis. When we open the skin and dissect deep to the fat, we come across a group of muscles called pelvic muscles. That is, in the front side, it contains genital area and urinary area. That is called urogenital group. In the back side, it contains the anal area where we pass motions. That is called anal group. The urogenital group and the anal group are meeting at one point. That's a fibrous tissue. In this, I am not mentioning, but somewhere I read that fibrous tissue is a degenerated part of an endocrine gland, but that function, it is not functioning now, but its function has been taken care by the suprarenal gland or adrenal gland. So far I'm clear, I think, and you can see the picture here. If you see, all the muscles are coming and joining to that point. This is our outside body. So Annamaya Kosam. So if we go inside Pranamaya Kosam and Manomaya Kosam, there the 72,000 nadis are all originating and which are all spreading into the whole of the body. So this is the starting point. And in my view, Mooladhara is the starting point for a human being. It is the starting point and it represents the childhood, because Mooladhara represents the childhood. Suklisthanam represents the adult age. Manipuragam is the middle age. Then Anagadam comes the enlightened state. From there, the age goes up and goes to the enlightened level. So, according to the age when we start, this belongs to the newly born baby. This is I will be telling a lot of things, and in the future, when you ask the questions, I can again explain it back to you, because everybody knows about the genetic center. Here, I want to share what are all the things I know. That's the part here, right? Okay, again, I showed the same. So, here I want to say the perineal body is a small fibromuscular node about 1.5 inches in front of the anus and approximately 2 inches inside the body. This is what we read. So, the same point is given anatomically and by medical science. So when I was getting the teachings from the teachers, they were not able to pinpoint it. I feel this point may satisfy them, and this could be that point. I cannot say this is the point, but I feel this is the point. So that genetic center functions like a computer. It has stored imprints accumulated throughout an individual's life. So, inherited from the lineage, constitute the individual consciousness, and the basic consciousness is the substratum of DNA. So, everything is in the DNA, nucleotides. So, here just I have mentioned what is DNA, what is the building blocks of nucleotides, what nucleotides contains as phosphate, sugar molecules and nitrogen. The sequence only decides. So this is not important. Okay. So the mind. So next I'm coming to the mind. Mind seen as an extension of consciousness utilizes the biomagnetic field to perceive the world and to interact with it, drawing upon and expanding the imprint. It is only gets imprinted, then it expands the imprints stored in the genetic center to form thoughts. It is through the functioning of this consciousness driven by the genetic center that individual experiences, learns, discriminate, and interact with the world around him. This is the basic function of a man. So according to the genetic center Vethathiriyam, it is a repository of all experiences. In Tamil, we will say Kalanjiyam. Kalanjiyam means it contains so much, it cannot be measured. That much amount of materials are all there in the genetic center. And this mainly contains imprints from the past lives. Here, I want to tell here in the middle, genetic center, Muladhar is the connecting point from our past life to the present life, and it decides the future life. Here, this point you must remember, it is the connecting bridge between the past life and the present life. That is why it contains the imprints from the past lives. That's called Sanchita Karma. Some spelling mistakes will be there. Kindly excuse me. And the current experience will be Prapta Karma. So these two are the shaping things for individual's personality and his tendencies. I think I'm clear so far. So the next center is we know genetic center is not destroyed upon death. It continues to exist. Here I want to make 2 points. It exists through descendants, that's from our children, or by attaching to the genetic center. Because when I was talking to one of my friend, he said it goes only to the descendants, not to the others. But what I am learning is it goes to our descendant and also gets attached to other genetic centers which can accommodate according to it imprints so that it can help him to clear his karmas. So need not be our own descendants, it can be anybody. That is the rebirth or reincarnation. So again, I said genetic center as a repository, it's a collegium, it's a computer storage, the cumulative experience of the individual and the lineage akin to a biomagnetic record. So by what we want here is we have to purify the imprints here. This we can purify the genetic center, erasing negative imprints and potentially achieving liberation and enlightenment. This is the possibility available to this. So the mind is described as a biognetic wave that perceives, interacts with the external world, retrieving and expanding upon the imprints stored in the genetic center as thoughts. So through the realization of the genetic center functions and potentials, individual can also potentially understand and realize the nature of the God as per Vethathiriyam. So, Vethathiri Maharishi, what he says about consciousness is not a separate entity, but rather a dynamic expression arising from the accumulated wisdom and experiences stored in the genetic center. He talks about the human consciousness here. So, the genetic center provides the foundation, and consciousness is the active processing and experiencing aspect of the storehouse. So, this is responsible for our thoughts, words, action, and their consequences. So, what is soul? The collection of these imprints accumulated over generations and encompassing both positive or negative experiences is what constitutes the soul according to Vethathiriyam. So, the genetic center and soul, we are going for that soul, that's consciousness. If you think the soul is so bright and illuminated, and it is present in the center of our genetic center. So here, soul is the intense biomagnetism, no doubt. Like there are many objects in a kitchen, there are many recordings in the soul. So, soul is an intensified magnetic wave force. Soul realizes the world with the help of the mind through five special senses, and through the sixth sense of wisdom. Can you note this? Something we are not coming across this point. I really, by luckily, I got this. We usually say only five senses, but it looks through the six senses for wisdom. So externally, it looks through the five senses, and internally, it uses the sixth sense of the wisdom. So when the soul acts through the five senses to achieve the basic needs of the body, it's called Annamaya Kosam. When the imprints of the action in the soul gets reflected as the thought repeatedly, it is Manomaya Kosam. When the soul stops its action through the five senses and when it looks inwardly, it realizes its consciousness, and it's called Pranamaya Kosam. When the soul's action gets diminished further, it realizes the universal consciousness. It's called Vijnanamaya Kosam. When the soul's action completely stopped, the universal consciousness merges with the divine consciousness, and it's called Anandamaya Kosam. I'm trying to divide all these things, and I want to know what are all the divisions that is possible in this center. So when we look in the other way, Annamaya Kosam and the Manomaya Kosam, it is in the, because they are under our mind control, they belong to the emotional state. But when the soul acts to the Pranamaya Kosam through the wisdom, that's called Arivu. That is our human consciousness. But when the soul acts through the Vijnanamaya Kosam and Anandamaya Kosam, it expands beyond the limits and it reaches the universal consciousness and divine consciousness. That is called true knowledge or Meyyarivu, otherwise it's called divine consciousness. So Vethathiri says the unified force, also referred as Vethan. In the recent books, the name Vethan is not there, but in the earlier books, Vethan was regularly, it was mentioned. So it is described as the static, silent state with its dynamic aspect, being the source of all forces and consciousness. Vethathiri Maharishi equates the unified force with the mind of God and emphasizes its role in the universe, order of function. Order and function or order of function. So, in the initial stage, one is born and grows, perceives the beauties and mysteries of the universe, and enjoys, suffers, and dies. So, this is the usual thing for any living things. But between these two notes of birth and death, man experiences pain, pleasure, peace, satisfaction, and ecstasy in life. So, in the accumulated storehouse experience constitutes the culture which is carried over generation to generation from the primitive age to the present. When this accumulated knowledge and hence the awareness increases further and further, a time comes when then the mind, it has reached a peak, then it is looking back, decides to know its origin, capability, and the ultimate goal. The desire is the cause for all exploration. That's why we are all sitting here. So, in Vethathiriyam, the life force is also known as Prana or Kundalini. And Vethathiri Maharishi teaching emphasizes the importance of understanding and harnessing the life force by each individual on his own. It is not by teaching you will not get. You should practice. Then only you can harness the life force on your own with your effort. That is more important. This year I want to stress. By reading and by teaching, we cannot get anything. Only by practicing and practicing, only we can harness the life force. That is practicing simplified Kundalini Yoga. That is why we have to learn the Kundalini Yoga. So, Vethathiri Maharishi describes it is the divine, omniscient, present principle, and it is a universal present in the every particle and star. Prana in Hinduism is a vital energy that sustains everything in the world. Same way, in the other philosophies, that's again Eastern philosophy only, that is Chinese philosophy, Q Chi. Q or Chi, but it is also Chui. So is the life force, this is mentioned like this as the life force mentioned in Chinese philosophy. So here, the soul or spirit, the other name, many traditions believe in a soul or spirit as the non-physical essence of a living being that survives after the death of the physical body that coincides with our philosophy. The other terms for the life forces, vital energy, essential energy, vital principle, subtle energy, also appear in various contexts, including in Ayurveda, yogic places, even in other part that I'm not getting. So the term universal field of energy is fundamental. It's a pervasive energy that is believed to permeate all of the existence, connecting everything from galaxies to individual cells. He goes to the mega point to the micro point, from the galaxies to the individual cells. So it is often associated with concepts like life force, chi or prana, and it's considered as the source of creation and it's the order in universe. Energy is thought to be the foundation of all physical and spiritual phenomena. Some believe it can be accessed and utilized for healing and personal growth also. The other benefits they are looking for other than enlightenment is healing and personal growth. So divine consciousness is the spiritual and philosophical context refers to the state of awareness that transcends ordinary human consciousness and connecting the individual to a higher or universal consciousness or divine consciousness. It is often associated with spiritual awakening and self realization. This is only possible by our meditation. Without meditation, we will not get the awakening and self realization. So, the practical point is more important than the theoretical point. And a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, this concept is explored in various traditions, including Hinduism. In Hinduism, Brahman is seen as the ultimate reality and divine consciousness because for the ultimate reality, the Vedas have given a name that is called Brahman, and here we say Suttavili, Iraivili, Adi. All we are telling in Vedas that's called Brahman. Yes. So, how to practice for the life force? Pranayamam, relaxation exercise. Actually, relaxation exercise is called yoga nidra. So it is a yoga. Now we are thinking relaxation exercise is a simple exercise. That itself is a yoga. And proper diet is essential for the basic concept of healthy body. Only when the healthy body is there, we can go up. And finally, the meditation is the final path. Are all designed to regulate and enhance the flow of life force within our body. Then only we can increase the life force, we can realize the life force, and we can understand the universal consciousness. For that, our Vedathiri gave that ancient technique, that is Kayakalpa, for enhancing the life force, which involves practices to rejuvenate the body and potentiality to slow down the aging. This everybody knows this point. So, mind body connection, mind and body in relation to the life force. Here, negative thoughts, emotions can deplete the force, while positive thoughts and practices can replenish it. So, this everybody knows that. So, spiritual realization. So, ultimately, understanding and working with the life force is seen as the path towards the spiritual realization, including understanding the soul and consciousness. So, how do I find my life force? In fact, when you breathe in, you can imagine life force is entering you. Contemplate the fact the source of your being is in this ever outpouring infinite energy. That's more important. The prana is there in our breath. That's all. So you should believe it. This is a conception, but with the conception, if you daily meditate, the concept of life force will shift from the conceptual to conviction. At the finally, you will realize, you will be convinced that its prana is there in our breath. So, concept to conviction is refers to a journey from forming an idea or belief and holding that idea with a strong certainty and commitment. By that we can realize, and we can realize the feel of it also. We can understand the feeling in our body also. With that conviction only we can progress further. So the practical science can be broken down into five major principles. Proper exercise, asanas. Proper exercise is necessary to keep the body healthy and strong, flexible. Proper breathing, proper relaxation, proper diet and nutrition. Finally, positive thinking. You should believe. Only when you are believe in this, then only in meditation you can reach. With the doubt, if you go and sit for meditation, nothing you will get. So, positive thinking and meditation is very, very, very important. So, try one of these factors meditation, prayer, bhakti marga. Through that also we can realize, because here we surrender to the person to whom we are prayer. There the ego dies. When the ego dies, the enlightenment comes in. And by reading, journal writing, these are all not just like reading or journal writing. It's a deep reading, deep journal writing. Here, our intuition brain, our logic brain is left, and our intuition brain is right. When we are going deep, because the scientists also discover only when new things, only when they are in the deeper stage of Duriya. In the deeper stage of Duriya, when we are reading or journal writing, new creations will come. That's what we say. When the logic of the left brain and then the intuition of the right brain combines, the jnana comes and internal realization comes, and the new products will be outpouring from that person. So this is the way we can find our life force. So what is the unlimited aim of yoga? Yes, we know it's consciousness. As opposed to satisfaction the physical needs only is the ultimate aim of yoga. It is the study of the mind, a precious practice undertaken step by step, and remains one of the most significant things for the future generation. This is what I said earlier. We should go step by step, believing and with a positive mind. If you go on practice, you will progress and you will go further to the deep, and you will reach the delta level. So here again, because without touching all these things, if we go, it will not complete the course. That's what I'm adding chi or q. Both are same. In the thing is different. By drawing it's the same. The life force has been known by many names. The yogi calls it prana, the acupuncturist call it chi, and balance it movements through a network of pathways called meridians in acupuncture. Q and Chu are both romanization of the same Chinese, this letter only. For this letter, there are two letters are there for this figure. So, which represent the vital energy or life force in traditional Chinese philosophy and medicine. Then that is the Mandarin pronunciation for both are same. That's what I am saying here. So, in Vethathiriyam, the concept of life force is crucial to understanding the functioning of the both physical body and the mind. According to the Vedatriya, mind is seen as a physical extension of the life force and which is considered the foundation of the mind. Life force is a phenomena that cannot be directly perceived by the conventional senses. It can be viewed as a part of supreme universal energy, often called as the divine spirit or Kundalini, which governs the all universal functions. So it is the center it as the base of the spine. The spirit is considered the fundamental principle behind the physical manifestations and psychic functions. Understanding the spirit is seen as leading to the spiritual knowledge or wisdom. While present throughout the body, the life force has a primary center at the base of the spine. In many spiritual and holistic traditions, base of the spine is considered as a primary center for life force energy and often referred to as root chakra or Mooladhara. This energy center is associated with the feelings of safety, security, and grounding. As I said, this corresponds to the newborn baby. A newborn baby requires safety, security, food, and grounding. Everything is provided by mother. So from mother only it is given. But I'm not having the time to go through the uh, suprarenal glands, how the individual hormones secreted by the suprarenal glands satisfy the safety, security, and grounding. That's a different study. You leave it. Now let's go back. Connecting to the earth and physical existence is the concept of Kundalini. It's a dormant spiritual energy believed to reside at the base of the spine and capable of being awakened and channeled through the body. So, prana, it is often described life force or vital energy, of course, through the universe and every living creature. So, it's not just the air we breathe, but encompasses the energy that animates the life. It gives the life itself to every living being. So, now because I said something about the past life is connected with the genetic center, I'm deviating from the regular topic and going for the past life or reincarnation. Is it possible in the genetic center? Because life force and beliefs about past lives in reincarnation are there. In various spiritual philosophical traditions, there is strong connection between the concept of the life force and beliefs about the past lives and reincarnation. The soul or consciousness is believed to carry the imprints, that is, accumulated actions from the past lives. So, can we go and look into the past life? The accumulated, because why we have to go is because the accumulated karma from the past life influences the quality and experience of the present life, including the mental state, physical health, and circumstances. So, the goal in this belief system is often to purify and elevate the life force through practice like meditation, yoga, and ethical living. For that, we have to clear that past karma. So ultimately, breaking free from the cycle of that's the final aim to free from reincarnation. So achieving liberation is the aim, but we have to clean the past karma. So some people believe that past life experience it may contain all unwanted things like traumas and unresolved issues will be there that would have been people think all that unresolved issues might be carried into this life. So it can affect their current life. That is why they go back to their past and they want to clean all the positive past life. So past life regression therapy aims to access these memories to understand and heal the present day problem or gain self awareness. This is the aim to clean the past karma. But what science says is it's important note scientific community views past life regression as lacking scientific validation, and some research suggests that reported past life memories might be explained by phenomena like cryptomnesia. Here, what I want to say is whatever we are talking, the consciousness is not accepted by our regular science. That is why a new science has come, the quantum physics. Through the quantum physics, they are all able to explain these things, but these are all not confirmed through our conventional science. So wherever the science comes in, you forget it because we are going beyond the realm of present science into the quantum science of the consciousness, which cannot be predicted or which cannot be measured or which cannot be measured in any way by the present day science. So our science goes only to the atomic level. All the other things are all we are going beyond the atomic level. Here, the quantum science beyond the subatomic particle goes to the base. That is the difference. Okay. So cryptomnesia, it's this cryptomnesia. I'm not going to explain much. This could be anything: forgotten memories, childhood memories, something in the past which is in the present life that may talk in the present life, and they may think that is past life. So cryptomnesia, forgetting. This I'm not going to explain. Forgotten memory, subconscious retrieval, re-emergence as original, creative context, and social cryptomnesia. No time for this. So, the technique using past life regression involves subjects answering a series of questions while hypnotized to reveal the identity and events of the alleged past lives. So, who are all practiced this regression? So, this I find in the 2nd century BC, Hindu scholar Patanjali, in his Yoga Sutra, he discussed the idea of the soul becoming burdened with an accumulated impression of impressions as part of karma, past karma from the previous lives. So Patanjali called the process of past life regression. For that, he gave a name Prati Prasava. Prasavam is Tamil. Prasava. Prati Prasava means reverse birthing. We are born, we are going reverse for rebirth. Reverse birthing. That's called Prati Prasava and saw it as addressing current problems through the memories of the past lives. Sometimes yoga continue to use Prasva as a practice. In the mythology of China, there is one deity called Mengpo, also known as Lady of Forgetfulness, prevents the souls from remembering their past lives. She gives them Maihan, I am not able to pronounce it, Maihan tongue, literally soul beguiling syrup. So, if the divinity gives any creation which is going to give reincarnation, so that creation forgets all the past life. So that erases all the memories before they climb the wheel of reincarnation. So this is in Chinese philosophy. In Jainism. In Jainism, they call this as Sati Samaran. Past life regression can be found in Jainism called Sati Samaran. There are 7 principles. The fourth truth, Bandha, tells us the karma can stick to your soul. So one must separate karma from the soul. In order to find out our karma is attached to your soul, you can participate in Jati Samran, which is remembering the past life. This is mentioned in Jainism. Then, Madam Blavatsky, she is, I'm not able to pronounce that name, Madam. She is co-founder of Theosophical Society in the States. Theosophical Society was formed first in Madras. Now it is spreading all through the country. So she introduced a term called Akash and Isis unveiled. This are all I am not able to understand the meaning, but finally I have underlined she referred to an undestructible table of the astral light. The astral light recording both the past and the future of the human thought and action. So on that thought and action are there. So this is her picture and this is her biophysics, right. So in this way, she thought and she gave an opinion. In the early reports for human accessing past life information during Transstate comes in 1923, when Edgar Cayce, while answering a question posed by Arthur Lammers, this man was in a trance state. When Edgar Cayce was in a trance state, and he spoke of Lammers' past lives and of reincarnation. This is one recorded evidence. But how far it is true, we don't know. The same hypnosis was discovered by A.R. that is Sarai Martin of Sharon, Pennsylvania, who published a lot of researches in reincarnation and beyond. So, according to the psychologist Robert Becker, he believed in reincarnation is the main predictor that the patient will have a past life memory during past life therapy. So, he introduced the past life therapy by the psychologist Robert Becker. So, he in his therapy, one of the most notorious case was that an American woman who remembered being Brady Murphy was a famous singer. This person sang the old Irish songs. When the case was investigated, it was shown that she did not remember her past life, but she remembered her younger age life. During her childhood, she heard the songs so many times. So when she was subjected to this therapy, she was recollecting it from her younger age, not from the past life. That was the discovery in this case. So in the West, past life regression practitioners use hypnosis and suggestions. Some practitioners use bridging techniques. Practitioners believe that unresolved issues from alleged past lives may be the cause of their patient's problem and they want to cure the problem by going into their past. But what they are telling is when they go through all these methods, what they get may be a false memory. It may not be correct memory, or the patient might be telling on their own something. On the other way, it violates the principle of first do no harm. By doing the regression therapy, we are violating the law. So it is false. So it is not supported by not supported by scientific regression evidence, and it is generally considered discriminated by many. We don't believe in this medical community. Experts often view claims of record past life memories as fantasies and delusions only. So the scientists don't believe, but others believe. That's what I said. Science stops at one level. So what science says, that also we can take into consideration, but we need not go 100%. Along with that, we have to go beyond that to find the real truth. Acupuncture is another method. It's used to, this is a different type, not past leveling. They try to heal the person by influencing the flow, vital force. But this is also in doubt because here the specific pathways are known as meridians. The balanced and smooth flow of Q is crucial for health. When it is disturbed by stimulating certain points, that can be corrected. That is the basic principle. But what the scientists they are all saying it could be a neurological response, it could be a placebo effect, and other psychological process. So they are not believing, but still the connection between acupuncture and bioelectric or electromagnetic forces is an area of ongoing research. So the doubt is there, but still the research is going on. Sir, if the time is over, we can stop and we can go for the next day talk.
We have 10 minutes a year for the lecture, and then we go
Okay.
after that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. When the time comes, you stop me, sir.
Absolutely a year. More than enough.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now we are going for Max Planck's universal mind. Actually, now we have to read more about the quantum physics. Schrodinger's theory is there. Max Planck's theory is there. Max Planck is the first man to come out with the quantum physics. So Max Planck universal mind is a concept mentioned philosophical and metaphysical. The philosophical and metaphysical are beyond the science. So this only he was talking, that is beyond science. He is the founder of quantum mechanics. This happened in 1918, not now. So meta means beyond the physical, that's all. So reality outside of human sense reception. So the modern philosophical terminology, metaphysics refers to the studies of what cannot be reached through the side of material or reality or the material science that can be reached through this science. So Planck's, he got the quantum theory for which he received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1918. And the connection to quantum physics, this is subatomic world. He is the first person who went beyond the atomic level. So he proposed the consciousness as the fundamental one. From there only everything comes out. Usually, traditionally, what we say, the universe is having a matter. Matter is the fundamental reality. Matter is a constituent and manifestation of the consciousness, but it is the reverse. Matter.
Yeah, we are not able to hear you.
Dr. Shanmugam, check your connection.
Yeah, I got disconnected. I think we'll join again.
Sir, can't hear.
Yeah, I got disconnected, so we're waiting for him to rejoin.
Sir, one request for you, sir. I am from Bangalore, India.
Yes,
I
please.
want this clipping. Please send me to my telephone number.
Yes, we will. This is recorded conversation, so once the record is downloaded, we'll send it to the group.
Okay, sir. Thank you. In my telephone number, shall I tell you?
Are you part of the group or?
I don't know. Unexpectedly, I came on the line, but I like this matter. Talikendra, that is genetic center matter is very nice. But
Yeah,
due to some problems, I am unable to get it. That's why please send
Sir,
this clipping.
Sir, I have, sir, excuse me, I have come through the phone. Here, lot of rain, so internet is gone. That's why I come through the phone. Shall I finish my topic through the phone, sir?
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
You are clear now.
Because just a few slides only. See, I simplify it and I will finish it. Because here, what I want to say is, he did not equate universal consciousness to any personal or anthropomorphic deity. It is the knowledge. So, the definition of the conscious according to him is, consciousness is fundamental. Matter is derivative from consciousness. In the universe, everything is from the universe, and we cannot get behind consciousness. This suggests consciousness is the prime reality. So, our reality is the real projection of consciousness. Consciousness has projected into the universe and created all these things that we should understand. And this corresponds to the Upanishads, that is interconnectedness of the consciousness. And Advaita Veda also says the oneness. Everything has come from the one. That Advaita goes along with his principle. And but regarding this quantum mechanics, there is ongoing things are all there. So it will be still in research level. So Planck's insight is mainly implication of the quantum physics. So the relation between the genetic and conscious complex is not fully understood, and our gene plays a significant role in shaping the brain. Up to that level we have come, and we have to go beyond that. So with this, I conclude my speech, and we can go for questions. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Aya. Now we open for question. I have one hand raised in Rajeshwari. If you can go ahead now.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
I am from India, Bangalore.
Yes, ma.
Sir, topic is very nice. I don't know English properly, but I can understand. I am also Kundalini yogi since 23 years, sir.
Yes, ma.
But due to some technical problems, maybe Wi-Fi problem, I am unable to get properly your speech.
Please ask your questions, ma.
Yeah. That genetic center, shall I ask in Tamil, sir?
Oh, no problem. In Kannada also.
Kannada also?
Yeah.
Okay, I will ask in Kannada only, sir.
Prana, others will not understand. Please, better be in Tamil.
That's why shall I ask in whatever I got knowledge.
Tamil is better. Okay.
Tamil is better.
Yes, yes.
நம்மளோட வித்து குழம்புல நம்மளோட ஜெனட்டிக் தட் பயோமேக்னிசம் பிஃபோர் தட் பயோமேக்னிசம் ஜீவக்கணம் எப்படி பர்ன் ஜெனரேட் ஆகும்?
வித்து குழம்புல பயோமேக்னட்டிசம் the ஓஜஸ் how it
லைஃப் பார்ட்டிகல்
அதான் ஓஜஸ்.
ஆமா, ஓஜஸ் தான். அது எப்படி ஜெனரேட் ஆகும்? எனக்கு ஒரு ரொம்ப நாள்ல இருந்து அது ஒரு பெரிய क्वेश्चन சார். நாட் ஃபார் திஸ் 7 தாத்துஸ் சொல்றீங்க இல்லையா? 7 தாத்துஸ் விட்டனா
I will come in a different way, ma. ஒரு குழந்தை பிறக்குதுன்னா எந்த இடத்துல இருக்கிற சக்தியினால குழந்தை பிறந்தது?
genetic center சக்தி தான்.
Some energy in the pelvic area where the genetic center is there. From that, a new life is produced. So we can understand some extra energy is in that area. That is called sexual vital fluid. Can you understand?
Okay.
And when we stimulate, when we grind it through Ashwini Mutra and Mulabandha, it gets grinded, and that ojas separates out like the butter comes out of the curd. So this is the concept. And Maharishi discovered the method how to shift this energy from the pelvis to brain. For that only he got that idea, Ojas breathe. So through the Ojas breathe, they are shifting that Ojas energy from the pelvis to the brain. And from there it gets redistributed all over the body.
Okay.
So at least here I want you to understand some extra energy is there in the pelvic area. Do you agree with me or not?
And definitely I will agree with you, sir.
That's all.
In that matter, I can understand on some extent.
Yes.
But your speech is excellent, sir. I didn't get it this much knowledge from. I used to listen all the speeches, sir, but you have cleared me a lot.
Thank you, thank you.
And please send it, sir. This one, I don't know whom to ask. This clipping, this speech clipping.
This PPT is available. It's available with everybody.
That much knowledge I don't know, sir. But I am very uneducated only. Okay.
I have shared the PPT. Already I have shared.
Okay, sir. I have sent even my number also.
Yeah, your number is on the contact. We'll add you to a group and then we'll send it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It is available in our group.
Yeah, in the interest of time, we're moving on to the next question.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, anyone has a question, please raise your hand. I'll go in the order. Next is Leela Vinodhanaya. Please go ahead.
I'm Leela Vinodhan from Trichy. Very nice presentation. And
sir, you are from where? From?
Trichy, Tamil Nadu.
Trichy. Yes, sir.
Trichy, Tamil Nadu. Sir, I know many Zoom program I used to attend. He knows
thank
me.
You, sir. Okay.
So, sir, one basic doubt. Since you are a doctor, you might have done many operation or other things. Genetic or Mooladhara, any identification in our body we can see when you...
Sir, that's why I showed in a picture where the genetic center is located. Anatomically, it is there.
No, my doubt is different, sir. If you operate, like organ, lungs is there, heart is there, like intestine is there, like that, any identification or any location, I know it is a exotoxis of the
yes, I can. That location I have mentioned. This Mooladhara is present in the perineal area, and as a fibrous nodule, it is there. But we can see only the structure. We cannot see the functional aspect of that area. We can see only the anatomical part, but we cannot see the physiological aspect of the part.
So, physical condition we cannot see.
See. Physical. No, even our life force or our life, certain things we say mariburu, beyond our knowledge. But we have to infer and we have to guess. Through that only we can understand.
Oh, we cannot see by naked eye or any instrument.
No.
It is a concentration of the life force particle is Mooladhara.
And today you please understand whatever we are talking is beyond our scientific point, atomic point. We are talking something beyond the atom level. We are talking something we have to infer and we can guess. Only through that we are going. Scientifically, my talk is not connected to any part. Please understand. We are talking beyond the science that is called quantum physics.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Leela Vinodhan, you will agree that we are going beyond the subatomic particles to the level of energy. So it is very difficult to visualize or see.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Sir, my name is Yogiraj and I'm just adding some feedback from Ireland. The concept is quite interesting. This genetic center is not only confined to human beings; it's all for all the living beings. It's present in all living beings. Like as Swamiji said, I came across a very interesting story, which was published in WHO, World Health Organization's alumni journal. Like the retired WHO doctors, they have some alumni journal, and in the journal, They just publish certain articles based on their meetings and stuff like that. This is very interesting one, and it was actually out in the public domain. And you can also, like if you Google or if you go back to the repository of the WHO, you might find it also. And this actually happened in Switzerland. Like one of the like the gathering from the meeting of the alumni of the WHO doctors. They went out for like a small lunch meeting, and they used to like they order the food based on what is available there. And this one particular doctor ordered a crab soup. And when they have to make a crab soup, the crab is live there. And he was watching the behavior of the crab. So they have to pick up the fresh crab from the whatever the tank, and they put it in the boiler, and they just like lively boil the crab. As that happens, the doctor can hear the rattling noise of the crab. The crab want to come out of the boiler. The crab want to live. And that actually affected the doctor's conscience. And the doctor was so worried that for his gustatory pleasure, for his taste, to satisfy his taste, and he is killing a life. And he was not happy about that. That incident actually affected him very badly. And then he was thinking about that overnight. And then he called someone whose friend is a marine biologist. And then he was asking, do crab have senses? Do crab have brain? And the marine biologist told that crab doesn't really actually have a brain, but somehow they work in a pattern, they work in a way that they have the brain. And that makes me to think that our brain doesn't only interact within ourselves, it is outside of us also. So if you see the crab's behavior at certain time during the year or certain time, they just like kind of walk towards the sea like in a mass behavior, like they go in and out and they have certain set patterns of behavior. Though they don't have a brain, but they behave as if they have the brain. So that takes us to something which is outside of the living being. So similar to that, like our interaction and everything, though it is within us, there is always something outside of us, and there's a constant interaction between those two forces.
Sir, can I say something?
Yes, please.
The crab is also having brain. It's also having genetic, but they are not having that sixth sense. They are having only up to five senses. But every living organism is having a living survival instinct that is universal. Even a worm will try to survive by killing the others. So
Oh,
survival instinct is the God-given one through which only all these living organisms are surviving through the millions of years. Only thing, they are not having the sixth sense to look inward and assess our consciousness. Only that is the difference between man and the other living organisms. But all are having all the things. Only the sixth sense is missing.
sure,
We
sure,
can
sure,
go
sir.
for the next question.
Yeah.
Domini is there. Domini, why you are not asking? You can come in the talk. Domini, because he is a
வாழ்க
doctor, he
வளமுடன்
can.
டாக்டர். வாழ்க வளமுடன் டாக்டர்.
Yes, ma. You can throw more light.
Yeah, it was really amazing, Doctor. I'm just stuck, dumbstruck with the way you have presented the whole thing. Without any scientific intervention, only about the soul and the genetic center, and you have gone so deep into into the spiritual part of this. Because as gynecologists, we keep cutting the perineal area,
Yes, yes.
episiotomy. Just after coming into Vethathiri Maharishi's only, I understood how near we were to near the perineal body, the genetic center.
But even in the gynecologist, we don't give much attention to that perineal body, which is the urogenital diaphragm and the anal muscles when they join together and they make the central point, that is the genetic body. But conventionally, the all nadis also converge there. That is the philosophical side of that genetical body.
Such an important point which you
Yes, yes.
highlighted, Doctor.
Thank
So many things again we have to revise. You went so fast with so much of knowledge.
I feared you are all coming. That's why I did my homework properly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sir, next person, sir.
Julia Walker, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Namaskara, sir. Thank you so much.
Namaskaram.
I am Julia from Venezuela. I have two questions. First question is about the genetic center. Even is located in the physical part of the body, but the energy come to arise to the high levels, Sahasrara levels, something like this. And then I think a genetic center can be changed the place, or maybe genetic center is in different place, or we can tell it's in each cell, or is consciousness in every body, in every part of the body. Really, that I want to clear, because it is possible to arise the energy, maybe a genetic center also shift the place. That is my one question. And
your question is, can we manipulate the genetic center? Am I correct?
Yes, and if the genetic center has fixed location, or is possible is in
Genetic center is in the fixed location, and it can be manipulated by Asunimutra and Molabandha.
But has fixed location in the body, physical body.
Only one location. It is in the perineal area, and it can be manipulated by Aswini Mudra and Molabandha.
Yes,
that's a different topic, big topic, Molabandha.
Genetic center is we can tell is consciousness also, is some kind of consciousness. Conscious.
Sir, can you tell me? Can you translate her question? I am not able to understand your question.
Okay, doesn't matter. The other question.
Julia, go ahead with your question. I'll translate. Just can you go ahead with
you go it.
The first question is, can the genetic center be manipulated, or the genetic center can be moved from that location? So first,
genetic center cannot be moved. It's a fixed point, God-given area. It will be there. It can be manipulated.
Okay. And the other question, today you didn't tell about this, but I want to know the difference or the relation between dust particles and divine particle and life force particle and paramanu and atoms. What is the difference, and are the same? Are the relation there is in between something? I want to know.
Simply, I will say all are same, and the genetic center is the connecting point between us and the consciousness. So the consciousness includes everything, and to realize the consciousness, our Kundalini Shakti, which is present in the genetic center only, helps us to realize. Kundalini Shakti only raises to the Agna center, goes to the Duriya, there we get the enlightenment and we realize the God. So we can manipulate and we can realize all those things through the Kundalini Shakti by manipulating the Muladhara.
Oh, thank you so much. Now it's more clear about the genetic center. Thank you. Okay.
Dr. Shanmugavelu,
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Shanmugavelu, may I come in?
Sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Right. See, we have genetic center as a combined energy center of physical, astral, and causal bodies. And the physical body is less powerful than the astral and causal bodies. And when a person loses both his lower limbs, his genetic center moves up. And when a lady in these years undergoes a total hysterectomy with a bilateral oophorectomy and this thing, then also the genetic center is still there. It is a virtual structure and not an anatomical structure. So we will not be able to disturb. And if there is any loss of any parts of the body, the virtual point, the center point of the height, weight, depth, and breadth, all these things are manipulated. They are movable, and you see that it is not a fixed point. Genetic center is a point which can migrate to any part depending upon the state of the body. Okay.
Perfect, doctor. This makes sense, and I actually agree with you. This is Raj from Ireland, and going
Sir,
back
what
to
I feel
Swamiji's.
is, sir, 1 minute. What I feel is, genetic center cannot be changed because the vertex of our body is always that area. The central part for the human body is always the same. It is the vertex of the life force and biomagnetism is the central part of the body. Even if we lose some part of the body, only we are losing the part. But the original body's vertex will always be there. And I feel genetic center cannot be moved.
So Swamiji's concept
Vertex
is
cannot be moved. Because
Yeah.
in other way, we are thinking only about the physical body. Actually, the universal vertex itself is there in the genetical body. Not only our vertex. The universal magnetist vertex is also in the same genetic center. So it's a very small body. It's a
Swamiji's
dot.
concept. So Swamiji's concept is it's just your if you take the whole mass of the body and the point where you have the whole mass is balanced at one center point.
Center.
That
Yes.
is a
Center of gravity.
center of
Yes,
gravity,
yes.
and that's what he says. And he also says
Yes.
that if you spine and like human beings, like the L1 L2 finishing of the spinal cord, and he
Yes,
associates close to that level. And he also gives an example: you take the total length of the human being and also you spread the arms, and then you
yes.
find the both lenses and get a common point,
Center.
and the common point where we have the center of gravity, then it actually lies
Yes.
in the
Yes.
center point is the genetic center. That's how so many
Yes.
times Swamiji has repeated. And
Yes.
so, and also it is as Dr. Rabindranath said, it is an kind of virtual, or it is a kind of if you take a bar magnet and then you imagine the magnetic waves between the north and south at one point where it is converging between both poles, then that is the center of gravity for that bar of magnet, and which is a center, genetic center. So similar to that, you take
It is called a null point.
null point, yeah.
Yes.
And similar to that, and you take like a human body and have electromagnetic radiations or electromagnetic all in the waveform, and at one point where it is all intensified and where it is centered is the genetic center.
Again, Rabindranath, in an enlightened person, a person who is centered above his eyebrows in Turiya and Turiyatita, the genetic center even goes out of the body and it comes back once he returns from the meditation. So, depending upon the energy dynamics in the body, the genetic center is only a center of gravity. The center of gravity is variable. It is not fixed in any part of the physical body. Okay, we can move to the next question.
Very interesting topic.
Shanmugam, I actually missed the first part of the presentation.
We have to move to next.
Shanmugam, I actually missed the first part of the presentation. And did you say that it is in the perineal body, the genetic center?
In the interest of time, we have to move.
Yes, yes. That the perineal body is the genetic center. That perineal body is the genetic center.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, please.
In an undisturbed body, unmanipulated body, the genetic center is in the perineal body.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we'll
Right.
move on to the next question. We'll come back to more questions later once there is no more question. Ashwinji, can you please go ahead with your question?
Namaskar. Very nice presentation and very impressive. I did not know doctor's background, whether he's a regular doctor or a doctor from physics. So my question
He is
is,
a surgeon.
I'm sorry?
Ashwinji, he is a surgeon.
I'm not. Oh, he's a surgeon. Okay. So my question was more toward the physics side of it. But anyway, if he can answer this, that'll be great, And I'm very intrigued into the quantum physics side of this whole thing.
Yes.
The question I have is that the Planck had come up with the constant using the black matter radiation. So he compared the frequency and he somehow developed the constant and calculated the energy. The question is, Swamiji has gone beyond the subatomic level, all the way to the divine dust particles. And is there any way we can develop some scientific theory between the divine dust particle and the Maxwell's theory to go to a lower level beyond the Planck's constant and somehow compare the divine dust particle with the potential of the consciousness, the almighty, the static potential, So if you have any thoughts on that, please kindly share with me. The second question I have, which is related to the meditation aspect of it, can we, or is it a must to do the Kaya Kalpa along with the meditation to realize the ultimate? Or can we just do the meditation and still realize? My thinking is that the Kaya Kalpa accelerates the process of the meditation to realize the ultimate. So these are the two things I have.
It's just to add to the point, if my memory is right, the Planck's constant is 6.625 10 to the power of minus 34, 35
Yes.
per hertz. So that's the Planck's constant. So that's the minutest thing that we're going just to add.
That's the minutest thing that is possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's just an additional information. Yeah, go ahead.
But he says his consciousness goes even beyond that. The Planck measurement is there, no? This goes beyond that. Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the Planck's measurement is probably an aggregate of all the divine dust particles to that subatomic particle. That's one understanding I would have based on the statement that Planck made, that everything is coming out of the consciousness.
Yes.
So it is still a macro level compared to the divine dust particle, the Planck's constant. And probably that's the lowest or the smallest thing that someone can measure. I'm just thinking out loud, is there something beyond that we can measure? Or is there any other way? Some of the realized soul may have some thoughts on it. I don't know.
This consciousness is not measurable because they are not static at one place. And they are always here or there or everywhere. And it can be here and the other place at the same time. Non-local, they will say. So that's why they are not coming under the premises of our brain. Our brain stops at one level. So that things which beyond our brain can be realized only through the meditation. Our rishis realized everything through the meditation only. They realized. That is why in our philosophy, if you want to go for consciousness, we have to meditate. That's what I am pressing in my talk. Practice meditation.
No,
Kayakalpa is an entirely different technique to improve the life force particle, but it is not meditation. Meditation is different. Kayakalpa is different. Kayakalpa indirectly helps by improving the health of the body, and healthy body is the best one for the meditation. So it is not directly connected to meditation. Indirectly, it is connected.
okay. So as far as the Kayakalpa was concerned, my understanding was correct that you don't need Kayakalpa to
Yes.
The point I have on the other question was that yes, consciousness is not measurable, it's all infinite.
Yes.
What I was talking about is the divine dust relationship between divine dust particles and the subatomic level, where Planck has related the subatomic level with the energy. Consciousness is not a particle, it's a continuous thing, all pervading. So it has a potential. So I'm thinking that if that potential, the infinite potential in a limiting state, like in mathematics, you have limit theory and all that. So in a limiting state, is there any way to relate the Planck's constant with the divine dust particle and then onward to the potential of the consciousness in a limit theory?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's why I said I didn't know. I thought if you're coming from quantum physics, probably you would have, or anyone else who can share,
Yes.
Ashwinji, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Here, as I said, we are moving away from the particle levels, physical levels, to the energy level. It is astral and causal bodies that are involved, and they are easily maneuverable. If you change the focus of your attention, it goes from Agnya to Turiya, Turiya to Turyatita, and like that. When you move to Turyatita, the genetic center is not within the body, it is outside the body. And it is in the space when you go to the absolute space. So the volume represented by your meditation is much more than this physical body. So energy is not confined to the physical body, but it goes beyond. So this also shows that genetic center has no fixed anatomical structure, though it is usually associated with the structures we explain. It is only the energy that matters rather than the structure which has formed from the energy.
No, I agree with you, and that part has been very clear to me, because when you do the meditation and once you are in Turyatita, you're almost devoid of all the external forces, and you feel your body is just levitating. It's not affected by any external forces, because you're very close to merging with the ultimate consciousness. So that part is very clear, that the genetic center is not always in the body. When as you progress higher and higher in your meditation process, it does move out of the body. That part is very clear to me.
Sir, here I am again differ with my professor, because still I believe genetic center will not move. Only that Mooladhara energy, that energy goes up. Only the energy moves through the Sushmana Nadi, goes to the Turiya, and it goes out and gives the enlightenment. But its base is always, the genetic center will always be there. Only the Kundalini Sakti only moves out, not the center. That's what I a bit differing from my professor, because center will not move, but the energy, Kundalini energy, Kundalini Shakti moves up. And that goes to the Triya, and that acts and then goes beyond. So we should think of the energy, and center is a physical one, and the energy is a non-physical one. It can move anywhere. That's why I'm telling.
So
Genetic
only,
center is there. But yes, sir. Yes, sir.
dear Shanmugam, so only
Yes, sir.
the energy is more important than the structure.
Yes, sir.
The structure is made out of energy. The
Yes, sir.
energy only becomes the
Moves
energy
up.
particle.
Yes,
So
sir.
the energy is more important, and that is subjected to the energy dynamics. Whether
Yes,
you
sir.
are
Yes.
an ordinary individual or a yogi or a
Doctor, we also have to be mindful. We also have to be mindful of association of energy particle is mass, and the mass is once again a body. So you cannot
yes.
differentiate.
Association of
Energy particle can lead to mass.
Yes.
Yes, yes. But they are all having an intrinsic energy. Energy is different from the particles.
But going back to Shah's question, I think, Mr. Shah, you have so many elements in your questions involving more of quantum physics and also the energy like. So if you could break it down, your question, and then we can just kind of combinedly probe the answers, because there is so many folds of, like you're bringing the Planck constant dark energy, and then you're trying to bridge our Kundalini part of it like that. No, the question can be, even if it could be simplified. The reason is like our participants here are a lot of medicos and from all different backgrounds, and you may not expect them to have a quantum level of physics knowledge like. So if you can even simplify it, we can work it all together.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
others
sure.
also should ask questions.
Yeah. Please give a chance to others. Maybe I'll post breakdown
Yes, sir.
in our group text. Okay. Thank you.
Sure, Ashwinji. We'll work on that. In the interest of time, we can have one more question before we end today's session.
Sir, we are going to discuss in many more times, sir.
Yes,
Again
exactly.
and again, we are going to meet and discuss. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
So that's what I said. In the interest of time, we'll take one more question for today's session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Time permits, we will have one more Q&A.
Yes, sir. Yes.
But anyone has
Yes, sir.
questions, please raise now.
Can I ask one
Yes.
question?
Yes.
Yes, waiting for you.
Sir, actually, I have a doubt. They say the Kundalini energy, as we become more spiritually awakened, we raise it from the Mooladhara upwards,
Yes.
What exactly it means? So that, because now we were talking about the genetic center, genetic energy. What is it?
Our brain is getting matured from the primitive one to the conscious level. That maturation part is called the raising of the energy.
Raising from the Kundalini, from the Mooladhara?
Mooladhara, it's a base. From there, our knowledge, everything raises to the upper level, so the maturity. See, when you go to Swadhisthana, one maturity. When you go to Manipura, one maturity. When you go to Anagata, one maturity. When you go to Visuddhi, one maturity. When you go to Agna, one maturity. Now we are directly go to the Agna. From there we move to the Duriya. So there are realization, and our brain gets more stuff inside it. This is my opinion. Not
okay, because Dr.
not so.
Rabindranath doctor also told we raise it, we just go to the universal field, static stage everywhere, and we can bring it back and keep it in the Mooladhara.
Yes.
So that's what
when we reach it, we can move anywhere. Yes.
We can bring it back. Thank
you. See the connection between the raised genetic center and the original genetic center at the Mooladhara is maintained by the silver thread. but that is what they say. And when you discontinue the meditation, all of a sudden, automatically he comes back into your own body. That is the capability of the structure of the genetic
Energy.
center and its behavior.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you very much, everyone. In the interest of time, we end today's session and we'll continue the discussion. Hopefully, I will be available next week for more Q&A. Depending on how it is, we'll announce it in the group, and then the recordings will also be published. Some of you have given your numbers in the chat, will be noted down, and then the recordings will be passed on. So again, thank you very, very much for your insight and depth. Connecting physical body and getting in some quantum physics as well in here. We have a lot of ignited mind. Raj had a few questions. Ashwinji had questions. So, and we also have some discussions going on as well. So, very healthy conversation and moving towards what we are achieving for. And thank you very much, everyone, for participating in today's sessions. We'll continue to have more sessions. And we'll talk more. Thank you very much. Varga Vaiyagam, Varga Vaiyagam, Varga Valamudan. Thank you very much.
Kindly
I want to say
Dr.
something.
Raj
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
attend more often.
Yes.
Sir, I have presented my PPT to all. I want everybody to go through it and they can upgrade it. Why I have shared it means they can go through it and it should be upgraded.
Yes.
That's why I shared.
100%, because just looking at presentation is different from presentation and your presentation physically. So together with this recording, I think people will be able to give more inputs as well. So we'll share both of them together. Okay, yeah.
Because each one will think in a different way, sir. That's why.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Dr. Rabindranath want to say something. Actually, Dr. Rabindranath want to say something before closing.
Dr. Please.
Dr. Rabindranath wanted Dr. Raj to come often.
Sure. Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Right.
Definitely, we want to have these discussions going on. More conversation will help us lead to more path. And I'm sorry I had to cut few people in the middle, but I just wanted to make sure the question has deep breadth in it. So definitely, I'm hoping we'll have more sessions going forward. Thank you very much, everyone. Varga Valamudan, Varga Valamudan, Varga Vaiyagam.
Varga Vaiyagam, Varga.
To the participants, those who don't get a chance to voice your doubts, you can put it in the group, in the Life Force group, or you pass it on to Vijay Lakshmi. She will echo it again. So you can continue to discuss in between the classes also. I hope that is understood.
Sir, one day we can have only question and answer session.
Yeah, we usually have that. Yeah, that's why I asked if you're available next week. Then we'll talk with Dr. Rabindranath and see how we gather people and have only Q&A. So
they we can come with the questions. Yes, sir.
Shanmugam we can have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah, so you will get the information about the next class. Right.
Yes, sir.
Varga Valamudan.